maybe I lied to the people because the Thursday night game. No, I'm not going to make fun of the game. Eli's over there saying he can't wait for this game. He's in the booth saying, I'm looking forward to the game, and I'm looking forward to the Thursday night game as well.
Okay.
Panthers, Bears.
Just more tape for Justin Fields to study.
Oh, jeez. Panthers at the Bears, Thursday night football. Second time in, 5 weeks the Bears have been on Thursday night football. Bears are favored by 3. It's going to be Bryce Young versus Tyson Bagent. What if you said that about a year ago? It's going to be a couple rookies.
Yeah.
One guy, number 1 overall pick, Bryce Young out of Alabama. The other guy, Tyson Bagent, no, Division II, Shepherd, is it?
Yes.
I don't keep track of every Division II team, even though I'm a former preseason All-American Division II. But Tyson Bagent, and Bagent's favored by 3 here.
Yeah, he is. So a third of the league this week are starting rookie quarterbacks.
Yeah.
8 rookies starting this week. That's pretty crazy.
It is.
10 have started this season.
It is. It's part injury issue. It's part, I think the league is transitioning from
by the way,
a lot of starting caliber quarterbacks are gone.
Remember
from the NFL.
You spent significant time yesterday being like, why is scoring down in the NFL?
That's really the answer.
Meanwhile, 8 rookies are starting this week. 10 have started this season. It's probably part of it.
That's the answer. Bryce Young coming off a game in Indianapolis where he threw 2 pick sixes, had been improving every single week. But
so the Bears own both these draft picks, right? What's the best thing that can happen for Chicago's draft?
I was thinking. I was taking the trash out the other day
because
I think I was thinking about this. I thought a tie would help.
No, because the tie is like a half a win for both of them, which means both picks are getting further away from the number 1 overall spot.
The Bears probably want to win, I would think.
Because Carolina currently only has 1 win, so you want them to stay at 1 win forever.
I think the Bears want to win, and then I don't know. Bears probably want to win because you get a little bit of morale by winning.
Okay.
And you're not killing your draft status.
Yeah.
So I think if you're the Bears, you want to win.
I think that's probably true.
If you're the Panthers, you just want to win because you need wins.
Yeah, because things are looking pretty bleak at the moment.
So that's it. It's a pillow fight in the trenches. The Bears have the dead last pass rush grade for PFF.
Yep.
The Panthers are 3rd worst in pass blocking grade, only because the Giants exist. And
because the Giants exist.
I mean, that's really why. And the Steelers, actually. The Steelers are just a little bit worse than the Panthers. Giants are in their own world. I mean, the Panthers' pass blocking grade is 12 points better than the Giants. So just for perspective here. But yeah, the Panthers have struggled to protect Bryce Young. The Bears have struggled to get pressure on opposing quarterbacks. So something has to give here on Thursday Night Football.
Yep. Montez Sweat there now, of course. So can that make a difference against, at least they have one guy that can rush the passer at a reasonable level. Yannick Ngakoue theoretically as well. But, that should make a difference to them at some point. And this is a pretty good team for that to happen against.
Have we talked since they signed Montez to the big deal?
No.
They signed Montez Sweat to a big deal.
They did.
So they paid the 2nd round pick for the right to negotiate early, as I said, and that's what they did. They got that deal done.
So does that change your take at all? Because you didn't like it. You're like, this is a bad move because they might not get him signed.
I still think it's a lot to give up because, again, going back to the balance sheet, Montez Sweat now needs to be worth the second round pick, and all that money that you're paying him. Will he return that same value? That's going to be a challenge.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, you don't know what that 2nd round pick is going to be. That could be nothing. They've paid.
Of course, but
money
you can project. I mean, you can project what the 35th, 37th pick does historically. How much it's worth financially, what it's worth in wins above replacement.
Right.
You could put that up against what Sweat's going to bring in.
Right, but what it's worth is going to be worse than Sweat.
But you factor in the money too.
Right. So they're paying for knowing they're going to get a better return than that top 2nd round pick.
I mean, it's a healthy price to ensure that you get the guy. That's all.
Yeah.
It's a healthy price.
But it is, it came in, now the guarantees are a lot higher, but the contract came in the kind of ballpark that people were talking about, right? Which is they had that Rashawn Gary contract set to work from. They've kind of used that as a guideline, only they've basically doubled the guaranteed money in it, which is a different dynamic.
Yeah, I mean, if you're of the mind that no one would want to go to Chicago in the offseason and Sweat was the best option at edge and they're so desperate there, I will say this. When we talked about the Bears rebuild last year, and you were kind of lamenting they didn't do enough on the defensive line, and I said they just haven't gotten there yet. If it's a 3-year build, year 3 is going to be all about the defensive line. This is just step 1 of the defensive line, and there's a good chance they come out of next offseason with maybe a high draft pick on the line and Sweat, more help on the defensive interior, and we're saying, hey, the Bears look much better up front. That's going to be their focus this offseason. They did get a head start here. Mm-hmm. So anything else you're looking for in this game? Last time they were on Thursday Night Football, DJ Moore went off when Justin Fields was still there. Bagent has been up and down, 61 grade so far this season. Some good, some bad. Last week, 4 turnover-worthy plays, 3 picks.
Yeah, both quarterbacks are interesting to me for different reasons. I think I have this sort of disease that Football Manager fosters where you're constantly interested in the young player, even if they're no better than the other guy, like the older guy. Just because they're young quarterbacks, there's some kind of, you can sell yourself on the hope, right? So the Bagent narrative, Division II, Shepherd, like you can sell yourself on the good of Tyson Bagent, even though there's bad accompanying it most of the games. Same with Bryce Young. Like you can talk yourself into the good things you see from Bryce Young and can at least excuse away the bad with the situation that's around him. So I think it's just an interesting game anytime you have 2 rookie quarterbacks going up against each other, even if the play isn't a particularly high level.
And we've talked a lot about the Panthers all year. Situation doesn't look great. And again, I know the AB analysis is the number 2 pick, CJ Stroud, is in an on paper, not great situation. On paper coming into the season, which turned into a good one, in part because of what Stroud's been able to do. But I think the Panthers got to figure something out besides just Adam Thielen.
Yeah.
As far as
it's bad there. Like our friend of the show, JT O'Sullivan, QB School, had one of his most recent videos is a big, long look at the Carolina Panthers offense and the situation that Bryce Young's in, and it's not favorable to that. So, it doesn't mean that Bryce Young is playing well. Like you're not saying, hey, the situation around him is bad. He's actually playing really well. It's all bad. He's playing badly, but the situation around him is very bad as well. And consequently, the offense stinks, right? Like I have no doubt whatsoever that right now, if you put Andy Dalton in a quarterback, they would be better off. But that doesn't mean his career's done. Like we're not saying the number 1 overall pick was a mistake.